children, millennials.
Everyone remember, it only took me one pass to beat Ryan.
Hey guys, sorry, I was just thinking about Logan and his, that's the sound of me congratulating Logan on his 840 pass, finally surpassing my street car. Congratulations, sir, with your small tire pro mod. Real talk, congratulations, homie. I am super proud of you. I'm glad to see you jump back in the saddle and get on that car, but I'm coming for you, dude. I don't know when, but I am. So here is where we are at. If you're unfamiliar with this, you're new to the channel, this is my 94 Mustang Drag Week street car. This thing is a turbo LS motor, about 360 some cubic inches, a 88 millimeter turbo 400, best pass ever, 858 at 160 miles an hour on Drag Week. It is a Drag Week car. It has successfully completed Drag Week of 2018. 2019 didn't really work out so well because of this guy. I'm trying to figure out what are we gonna do with the car outside of Drag Week because it was built around a specific rule set. And well, kind of like without saying we were doing it, Logan and I decided we're gonna go toe to toe. That's what this thing is all about. In order to be competitive with his Pro Mod RX-7, we got to shed some weight. This car weighed 3,415 pounds. Everything is factory steel, factory glass, with the exception of a fiberglass hood, which ain't no lighter than a stock hood. Everything else though, mild steel cage. This thing was not built with weight in mind. It was built with surviving Drag Week. So now I got to switch it up a little bit. I got to start thinking about putting this thing on a diet, and that's what we've been working on. So we'll start at the back, we'll work our way to the front, we'll talk about the changes that we have made. You can tell right now there's no back bumper. I did not delete the back bumper for weight savings, it's just off so I can work on it. But underneath here, I've gotten rid of the hitch. It had a huge receiver hitch on it that I honestly forgot how damn heavy that was. That's a substantial weight savings. I have deleted the fuel cooler on the thing because I'm making some changes to the fuel system as well. There is the transmission cooler. It's a Mishimoto. It looks like a small Honda radiator, 12-inch SPAL fan up under. Sorry, I was thinking about Logan's time slip again. Small 12-inch SPAL cooler underneath there. That thing keeps this transmission extra cold. 15-gallon fuel cell has now been dropped through the floor. I came in here and I cut the entirety of the trunk floor out of this car because it was made out of 14 gauge, I think it was, thick steel. It was not thin or light by any reason. I kind of overbuilt it because I didn't really know what Drag Week was going to hold and how much abuse this thing was going to see holding 15 gallons of fuel inside of the fuel cell. I'll insert a picture here of the old setup inside of here. I have deleted that 3-gallon fuel cell that you just saw in the picture, and we were just having one single primary fuel cell. Now, the fuel pump for this thing is this. The last video that I did, this car made 1,053 to the tire on the dyno. 200 shy of Logan's power number. So we're overweight and underpowered and we're drastically outgunned. That's all right. My best friend Scott from Drag Week hit me up and said, hey, I got this Weldon 2345A pump. This is probably the last electric pump you will ever need for your car. Do you want to put it on there? Of course I said yes. So that's what we have done. I've built this bracket out of steel rod, 12 feet in, 10 coming out, going all the way to the front. Now, you can run this pump on the street if you have a pump controller, which we do not. But we're going to be making some changes, and this is going to look drastically different in the next video that I do, and I will do an entire video focusing solely on that. So things that remain, I need to secure these 32 thousandths aluminum panels in. I have some Zeus fasteners to put in on them, and then I need to finish up wiring. And then also over here, shout out to Jason Terrell and the boys over at Tin Soldiers Race Cars. This bracket is thick. This is their battery hold down. And if you head over to their website, that's Tin Soldiers Race Cars. Right now, until I think Black Friday, they're having a deal on this thing. It's all drilled out, lightweight. It's made out of 1/8-inch thick steel, and it is bitchin'. It will hold a standard size car battery, type 34 or whatever. It does not hold this little tiny Braille battery, which is what I picked up, and I'll be honest with you, I have my doubts. This thing is a 20-pound weight savings over the big red Optima over there. But, I mean, I've heard mixed reviews, so I am apprehensive about how this is gonna work. This might have been a colossal waste of money. I won't say colossal, it was a couple $100, but for a couple $100, say 20 pounds, it's kind of a no-brainer in my book. As long as my car is tuned up good enough and it starts the first couple tries, we should be okay. But in the event we're not, I'm gonna make it so that this bracket can hold this battery, and then by replacing this top piece, it will be able to put a standard car battery right back in it in the event that this fails me, because this car is 100% a street car. But that thing looks extremely similar to the battery that's in my John Deere lawnmower. So that's the ass end of the car. We're wrapping that up. Front to back here, back to front, front to back, back to front. We're going back to front the way that Logan wipes. This is the bead locks that I had put on by MacFab. Yes, I already had bead locks done before, but we made a trip down to MacFab to get some bead locks put on this car. Another update for that coming soon. But I went ahead and had them double mine. That's not going to help me any way, shape, or form in my pursuit of kicking Logan's ass, running 4s in the 8th, or running a 7 in the quarter. But they just kind of like, I had a couple extra bucks, and they look bitchin'. And now I also have the ability to change the tires back and forth between radials and slicks in my own garage without needing somebody with a tire machine to do so. So shout out to MacFab. They've done a bunch of sets of wheels for us, and same day turnaround. We go and see them in person. And if you're familiar with the channel, they bought my blue truck, the Turbo Z71. Yeah, we're trying to leave, and the guy's like, hey, what's your price? I threw a number out there that I thought was acceptable and that I would reasonably take in my head. And he pulled out a handful of cash and handed it to me on the spot. Craziest thing. So, other things we've done. Inside of here, the doors on a SN95 are not the lightest. They're not as heavy as a Fox body door, but we went ahead and cut the crash bars out of them because, I say we, like there's somebody else in here doing it. It's just me. Because it's got a roll cage in it. So, crash bars are out of it. It saved probably about 7 pounds per door. Not a lot, but there we go. Saw Logan's time slip again. Every ounce counts, okay? Ounces lead to pounds. Pounds lead to lower DTs. Underneath the car, I haven't done so yet, but you can see there are a set of old subframe connectors. The car has 2x2 box tubing dropped through the floor that the entire cage ties into. So those old subframe connectors from when the car was like a bolt-on car, those can go. There's a substantial weight savings there. I've ordered a new hood. This hood is a Steeda Cobra R bolt-on hood, so it is not any lighter than a stock hood. No joke, it is heavy. So the hood that I ordered weighs in about 14 pounds. It's a full pin-on hood, and that'll save a bunch of weight up front here. And then also I got rid of the hood latch, and I just started taking a cutoff wheel to every little bracket and tab that was no longer functioning. If I can't throw it by hand on a quarter mile, it doesn't need to be on the car, it's gotta go. All that said and done, I'm pretty confident that I've taken at least 100 pounds out of the car altogether. So that's the diet that I've put this thing on. Doing all this stuff at the same time, I have simplified the setup. I'm trying to eliminate a lot of like the unnecessary switches and stuff like that. I may redo some of the wiring over the winter here. I literally want to be able to turn the car on, press the start button, and then open the CO2 when I want to party. But I want this thing to be completely seamless. Like, the less moving parts there are, the less stuff you have to worry about turning on and all that stuff. Like, you simplify your routine when you pull up to the line at the track. That way, I can kick Logan's ass with no worries. Some of the other stuff I've added to simplify and improve the program a little bit, I picked up one of these. I've always had trouble with this car. It's got a Turbo 400 in it, and I've always had trouble with tagging the limiter on the 1-2 shift. Yes, I'm admitting on camera that I am misshifting an automatic transmission, but in my opinion, it's not my fault. Because on the 1-2 shift is slightly delayed after you pull the handle. So when the shift light would come on, I'd yank the handle. So I dropped the shift light down to get that 1-2 shift where I wanted it to. Well, now the 2-3 shift, if I go off the light, is gonna happen even earlier. So I'm hoping with this LED light bar, it's a progressive LED bar from Holley, and it's not in the box. It has Progressive LED shift lights in the middle here, and you have warning lights on the outside that are programmable. It hooks into the Holley EFI system via the CAN network, which is redundant statement, closed area network. And you're able to program when the shift light comes on. So I'm hoping that will help me with a little bit of consistency on that 1-2 shift issue that I've been having. Other things. This car still has a factory tilt column in it. And by picking up parts from McMaster-Carr and on Amazon, I am going to build my own lightweight tubular steering column. I'm gonna do a whole video on how to do that, and that will eliminate this whole big, if you've ever seen an SN95 steering column, dude, it is chunky. There's probably a 15-pound weight savings just in that alone, as well as it'll replace all the worn out bushings and U-joints and stuff like that that are in the factory system. That stuff's gotta go. It's got a little bit of slop in the thing. So, all that just to beat some kid that just races test and tune only. When you say it like that, it seems kind of petty. But we're still gonna do it. So that's what's up with the car right now. I'll be bringing you guys up to speed as we make more and more changes on it. Again, congratulations to Logan, but you're gonna go, I will concede that you are the clapped out king of the channel for quarter mile bullcrap for 2019, whatever, dude. Enjoy your time at the top. I'm not gonna make it to the track in 2019, probably because the holiday seasons are rolling around. I have a wife and 3 kids, as well as other stuff to do. So we're gonna go here, Performance Racing Industry Trade Show, Indianapolis. Check that out. I'm super stoked on that. That is my name, our company, listed on here on media credentials. It's not that hard to get into PRI, because if you know somebody, you can probably get credentials for it. But it still feels really good to have that that recognition. Somebody like recognizes you for you. I can't. Logan's bragging about how he does these videos in like one take. Like, so what? I do all my videos in one take. That outside validation of having an organization like PRI recognize you for who you are feels really good. That's what's going on. That's where we'll be. Logan, myself, and probably Josh will be at PRI in Indianapolis. So if you're out there at the show and you see us walking around, just listen for the loud argument probably going on between myself and Logan, where we try to talk over each other the entire time. So stand by for some collaborative footage between all of us for the first time ever. We're gonna come up with some fun stuff to do while we are there. And I got some work to do, so I'm gonna get back at it. That's it. Peace.